Why Cobra Kai should have never worked. Why didn't he just say should have? Wait, why Cobra Kai never should have worked? I guess should have. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I ain't gonna be like. I ain't gonna lie. I'm kind of dyslexic, gang. I know.
Always remember, the reason we learn karate is
To show the world that you're not a bunch of pansy-ass nerds.
Imagine someone asked you to finance a television series with a gimmicky premise based on a 30-year-old movie that would feature two nearly 60-year-old actors, neither of whom has starred in anything noteworthy in decades. Also, it would air on a streamer no one ever heard of, while being potentially overshadowed by a semi-successful cinematic reboot of the same property. We have to assume you would think twice before greenlighting it, and with all that going against it, Cobra Kai never should have worked, but somehow it turned out to be the best around.
I fuck with Cobra
We're gonna
Kai.
wax on about the subject, but first, why not take a moment to subscribe to the Nerdstalgic channel?
No,
on
thank
May
you.
2nd, 2018, Cobra Kai debuted on YouTube Red. The series continued the story of the 1984 feature The Karate Kid, which centered on Daniel LaRusso, played by Ralph Macchio, a teen from New Jersey who moves to Reseda, California. Daniel is almost immediately
Damn, Daniel.
Macchio, a teen from New Jersey who moves to Reseda,
Where your mom at, nigga? Where your mom at, nigga?
California. Daniel is almost immediately targeted by the school's toughest bully, a rich kid and local karate
Johnny
champ
Lawrence.
named Johnny Lawrence, played by William Zabka. One night, Johnny and his gang, all trained in karate by a merciless sensei at the local Cobra Kai dojo, jump Daniel and beat on him until he's saved by a kindly maintenance man named Mr. Miyagi. Memorably played by the late Pat Morita, Miyagi trains Daniel to face his bullies in a karate tournament while teaching him about finding balance in other aspects of life.
Banzai, Daniel-san!
Hey, Banzai!
Directed by John G. Avildsen, who won an Oscar for helming 1976's Rocky, The Karate Kid was something of a teenage version of the iconic boxing film, and it had a similarly energizing effect on audiences. It became a sleeper hit and finished as the 5th highest grossing release of the year. Its massive success spawned 2 direct sequels, a cartoon series, and a spin-off movie about the next Karate Kid, starring Hilary Swank and including Morita's Miyagi. But when that bombed, the Karate Kid franchise was basically over. As one of the most iconic films of its day, however, The Karate Kid would remain a widely referenced part of pop culture.
Now return to The Karate Kid with realistic human feelings.
You're all right, LaRusso. F you!
And in 2010, it was remade with stars Jaden Smith and Jackie Chan. The remake was successful enough, and it seemed like a new era in the franchise had begun. But in August of 2017, news broke that Macchio and Zabka would reunite to star in Cobra Kai. Now, if you've seen our video on why the very strange Ferris Bueller's Day Off spin-off failed, you know that adapting a hit movie into a TV show is far from a sure thing. But in 2017,
Yeah, but like, bro, I used to like Fast and Furious and Transformers and the Avengers, bro. I wanted them to be series after seeing the movies, but realizing that them being movies made it better. Like waiting for the next thing to go and the next and next and next, that made it better, bro. Having a TV series is just like imagine if you was like starving and then you got like all the food just handed to you at one time, and you like get full off the first plate. And you just got all this food just sitting there. You're like, damn, I can't even eat it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, sometimes it's just more than you ask for,
competition
bro.
for content between networks, cable, and streaming services was fierce,
Stranger
resulting in the
Things.
production of roughly 450 scripted originals. Everyone wanted an edge, so Hollywood turned to reviving once popular franchises, hoping to build audiences from pre-existing fandoms. That same year, for example, brought revivals of television hits like Roseanne and Will and Grace, and at the time, Cobra Kai seemed like just another attempt to cash in on nostalgia. Even stranger was that Cobra Kai had a potentially alienating premise. Set 30 years after the original film, the show found Johnny reopening the titular dojo in search of redemption. At the same time, a far less likable Daniel struggles to find balance without the guidance of the late Mr. Miyagi. The series would eventually become a hit, but before it debuted, it wasn't clear if Karate Kid fans would be eager to sympathize with the sociopathic bully of the original film or see the hero portrayed in such a negative light. But the concept didn't exactly come out of nowhere either. Back in 2007, Los Angeles rock band No More Kings, known for making pop culture references in their lyrics, recorded a Karate Kid-inspired tune called Sweep the Leg. Directed by Zabka, the video for the song humorously depicted a washed-up version of himself, living in a trailer park, still obsessed with losing the fight at the end of the film. Reuniting most of the cast of the original movie, the video became a viral sensation. And in June of 2010, Funny or Die dropped the online short Wax On F Off, which depicted Machio's family staging an intervention aimed at helping the wholesome actor jumpstart his career by changing him into a debaucherous drug addict who would get tabloid headlines.
How's he gonna have a career? He's not an alcoholic. If he were a degenerate, I could sell him.
The widely lauded video made plenty of references to the Karate Kid and also went viral. Then, in 2013, Machio and Zabka played themselves in an episode of How I Met Your Mother, which featured the character of Barney Stinson declaring that he hated Machio.
Shut it, Ralph Macchio.
And that Johnny was the real hero of the Karate Kid. Zabka even became a reoccurring guest on the show.
Billy won't kick you in the face.
It's not even my move. If I was gonna do anything, I'd sweep the leg and put you in a body bag. Everyone knows that.
According to Cobra Kai co-producer Josh Heald, these videos and appearances didn't directly inspire Cobra Kai, but in his own words, all that stuff just kind of buoyed us a little bit when we were conceiving the show. And the show he conceived, along with John Hurwitz and Hayden Schlossberg, was indeed so much more than just a gimmicky joke about a movie's bully really being its hero. Smart, funny.
What type of haircut was this though?
Much more than just a...
Like, what even is that, bro? I guess, like, why would you put it, the headband and
gimmicky joke about a movie's bully really being its hero? Smart, funny, and scrumptiously faithful to the original films, Cobra Kai used the role reversal at the heart of its premise to subvert expectations about the characters and expand the mythos of the Miyagi-verse. What's more, it managed to do all that while introducing a new generation of compelling characters, including Peyton List's Tori Nichols, Jola Marie Dueñas' Miguel Diaz, and Tanner Buchanan's Robbie Keane. Delivering top-quality writing and performances, the show quickly became known for its cleverly staged action sequences and deeply compelling character development. It also became known for bringing back members of the cast beyond just Machio and Zabka. The first 2 seasons, for example, saw the return of Daniel's mom, Lucille LaRusso, original Cobra Kai sensei John Kreese, and Johnny's fellow Cobra Kai students, Tommy, Bobby, and Jimmy, all played by the original actors. Celebrated by critics, Cobra Kai was so good it managed to attract a massive audience despite its home at the obscure YouTube Red. The first episode, which was made available for free, attracted nearly 6 million views in the first 24 hours alone. Nonetheless, YouTube Red decided to get out of the original content business in 2020. Things looked bad for Cobra Kai, but at the end of its second season, Netflix jumped in like Mr. Miyagi and saved the day. Recognizing the potential of the series, they bought not only the rights to stream the first 2 seasons, but also the rights to make more episodes. At its new home, Cobra Kai quickly became the most popular series in the United States and maintained impressive ratings for the length of its run, which is scheduled to end with the 6th season premiering July 18th, 2024. More impressively, Cobra Kai has managed to maintain its quality and buzzworthiness, keeping fans wrapped with unlikely stories like John Kreese surviving in prison, Daniel and Chozen sparring in the original Miyagi Dojo, and stunts like having Carrie Underwood play herself singing a song from the Karate Kid soundtrack.
What was this?
It snagged a nomination for Outstanding Comedy Series at the 73rd Primetime Emmy Awards, as well as dozens of other nominations for awards over the course of its run. It's also continued to thrill fans by keeping up the tradition of bringing back characters from the movies. The Netflix seasons, for example, brought the return of Elizabeth Shue as Allie Mills, the girl who was the original subject of Daniel and Johnny's rivalry in the first film. Also reappearing were Kimiko and Chozen, Daniel's respective love interest and rival from Part 2, as well as Terry Silver, Mike Barnes, and Jessica Andrews, Daniel's rivals and not quite love interest from Part 3. Again, all played by the original actors. In fact, Cobra Kai has to date brought back almost every single key player in the original Miyagi-verse except for Hilary Swank's Julie Pierce, who Cobra Kai fans remain hopeful may yet surface in the final season. Swank has insisted she is unlikely to return to the franchise, but as noted, it's the question she gets asked more than any other. It would be fun if she changed her mind, but ultimately, it doesn't really matter. What the producers of Cobra Kai have already accomplished, the depths to which they mined the original mythology, the layers of meaning they extracted from and added to it, and the original world they built for themselves is nothing short of incredible. Its popularity even seems to have influenced Sony Pictures to return to the original Karate Kid universe by retconning the 2010 remake into a sequel via the inclusion of Machio's LaRusso in its own forthcoming sequel, which is apparently unrelated to Cobra Kai. Okay, that's confusing, but the point is, Cobra Kai
Seeing him with a beard
six-season
is kinda
celebration
weird.
of everything we loved about the Miyagi-verse turned out to be a masterclass and what's possible when the right creative team is allowed the time to fully explore
bro.
and build on a beloved fictional universe.
Cobra
And
Kai hit me
sadly,
up, bro.
It's the kind of thing that's increasingly less likely to happen in
I know you
today's
only got
television
like
landscape,
half of
where
another
early
season left, but hit me
cancellations
up,
and
bro.
short leashes for new shows are the norm. Let's
Like,
hope the
come on,
next
bro.
generation of producers can catch flies with
I can do a little
chopsticks.
karate.
So, what do you think? Are you a Cobra Kai
Or I
fan?
could bring
And if
the
so,
hood
are you
boxing
surprised
into the
at how
karate.
good it turned out?
I'd be like,
Let us
ugh.
know down in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this
Y'all gonna be
video,
like, no,
you'll definitely
that's
find
not how we
others
do
you like
things.
if you check out the
Da, da,
rest
da,
of
da.
the
You can
channel.
learn
As always,
the right way
thank
to
you for
fight.
subscribing
I'd
to
be like,
Nostalgic.
nah, bro, I'm good where I'm at, man. And then y'all like turn me from being in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Cause like, you know what I'm saying? And then you turn me into like the best karate student. But yeah, man, WVid.